Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mike Rambuya, and today we are going over two decks because I found a Digimon that I think is very easy because it shares even though it has various cards, it shares shares the same mechanic along those cards. So I figure it'd be kind of easier to do two variations of this deck surrounding one Digimon, and I figured it'd just be fun to do. So, of course. Today we are going to be talking about Cherubimon. Now, Cherubimon is a very interesting Digimon as a concept. It has a good and a evil form, vice and virtue. Uh, for those of us in the older Digimon crowd, our first experience to Cherubimon, as long with our first experience with Antylamon and Wendigomon, were in the first Digimon movie, where we kind of saw the evil side. And then we didn't see, at least I don't remember seeing any of these forms again until we got to Digimon Tamers, where a good, quote unquote, good version of Antylamon came. Antyamon's also a diva uh, that serves one of the four sovereign Digimon, so that's kind of cool. And then when we got to Frontier, for those also out of the loop, we kind of learned that Cherubimon is considered one of the three great angels. I believe Cherubimon is supposed to represent more of the bestial side of angels, where Ophanimon or at least in the show, it's supposed to represent more like the beastkin Digimon, whereas uh, Ophanimon and Seraphimon more represent the more traditional angels. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And today we're talking about two decks, and I stupidly made the joke of calling them Cherubimon X and Cherubimon Y. Yes, that is a bad joke to Pokemon X and Y, but it works because Cherubimon X is going to visualize Cherubimon X Anybody, and where in Cherubimon Y is going to focus on the green-yellow side of Cherubimon. But yeah, so that's how each deck is going to go through. We're going through Cherubimon X first, and then go through Cherubimon Y. But the deck's goals is pretty simple. We want to use the key term Alliance. Alliance ability allows you, when you attack, you can suspend one of your own Digimon to gain a security attack and that Digimon's DP. So if I have a Digimon that has 5,000 DP, my attacking Digimon gains the 5,000 DP. We want to get Tamers on the field because we get certain bonuses on if they are on the field. This is definitely more seen uh, in the Cherubimon X of how we are going to do it. And Alliance is a very good green mechanic. Green definitely more benefits you from suspending, and so I'm really excited to see where we go with there. So starting with Cherubimon X deck, we're going to use the same eggs for both, but I'll cover both again when we get to the Cherubimon Y. We're going to use EX6 Kokomon and EX4 Kokomon, 3 of the EX4s and 2 of the EX6s. Both of these get a effect when you suspend one of your Digimon. The EX6 Kokomon gives one of your Digimon plus 2,000 DP. This would work perfectly if you suspend. If you have this under a Digimon with Alliance, because then you can give that Digimon 2000 DP on top of the Digimon you suspended. And the EX4 Kokomon is very good just to kind of mill through your deck and try to find either a Lopmon or a Tamer you want to use. Uh, Speaking of Lopmon, we're going to use 3 different variations of Lopmon for our Cherubimon X. We're going to use EX4 Lopmon, which is on play, reveal the top 4 cards, add 1 2-color green card, and 1 Tamer with Shu-ChongWong in the name among them, and then put the rest in at the bottom of your deck. As a herald of when Alliance suspends one of your other Digimon, you may Digivolve into a 2-color Digimon card from your hand for the cost. When I do this, I can lower the cost by 2. Then we're going to go way back to BT7 and pull this Lopmon, which has an inheritable of once per turn when I play a Tamer, I gain 1 memory. And then we're going to pull from BT16 Lopmon X Anybody. On play when Digivolving, trash 1 card in my hand. One of my Digimon then gets plus 3,000 DP. Again, works very well if you attack with a Alliance Digimon, and then you play a excuse me, and then you can trash a card to get even more power, which really helps, especially with your 4s and 5s. It has the Herable of once per turn on your turn. When an effect plays one of your Digimon, draw 1. The Cherubimon X definitely does that a bit. Next, we're using 3 variation of Wendigomon. We're using 4 from the starter deck. Has an on-play effect of delete one level 3 or lower Digimon. If this effect deleted one of my Digimon or one of your Digimon, I can then play a level 3 Cherubimon or Lopmon in its name from my trash without paying it. If I had a Digimon with the Lopmon X body underneath it, I get to draw a card. BT7 Wendigomon. I definitely, you probably have seen me use this in the Wendigomon deck, but again, when I Digivolve, I can look at the top 5 and trash all the Tamers. I do have ways to play Tamers from my trash. You'll see here later on. So we definitely want to use that. And of course, when I play a Tamer, I get to draw one. That's terrible. And the last is EX4 Wendigomon. It has Alliance, which gains its DP and attack +1 when it suspends one of its allies. At the end of the attack where it's inheritable, if you have another suspended Digimon in play, return 1 green Digimon card from your trash to your hand. So trashing is not going to be as hurtful to you when you use a level 5 to attack. Next, we're going to use 3 variations of Antylamon for our level 5s for the Cherubimon X deck. We're using the new BT17 Cherubimon, which has Alliance, and when I Digivolve, I may play 1 green or yellow Digimon con from my trash without paying the cost. It has an inheritable of end of attack by deleting one of your other suspended Digimon. You may play 1 level 3 card with Beast trait from your trash without paying the cost. Next is EX4 Antylamon. He has Alliance, and when or end of attack, you may play 1 green level 3 card Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. Also has an inheritable of at the end of the turn. If you have another suspended, return 1 green Digimon card from your trash to your hand. And lastly, we're going to again pull back from BT7. We're going to use that version of Antylamon, which has a Wind Digivolve, and you may play 1 Tamer with a play cost of 3 or less from your trash without paying its cost. So it's okay, you put the Tamers in the trash, we have a way to play them out. Next, we're just going to stick to the top of our stack with level 6s for this Cherubimon X deck. We're going to use the 3 versions of Cherubimon. ST17 Cherubimon, which has Alliance, and then when Digivolving, I may delete 1 level 4 or lower Digimon. Then you may play 1 level 4 or green or yellow Digimon card from my hand or trash without paying the cost. Then we're going to use Cherubimon X Antibody, which allows you to play when attacking and when Digivolving. Also has Alliance, allows you to play 1 yellow or green Digimon card from, I believe 3 or lower from your hand or trash while paying the cost. And then once per turn, if on your turn, if a Cherubimon X-Amon in their distribution cards, you may delete one of them. You may delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. For each other your Digimon, add the effects of the choosable level. And then lastly, we're bringing back BT7 Cherubimon, which has Digivolving. You may play 1 purple Tamer. This is a little more restrictive because we can only use purple Tamers. But it's more for when it's on deletion for each Tamer. I can then play out 1 level 3 Digimon card without paying its cost. So more definitely trying to get a bonus from having Tamers on the field. For our Tamers for the Cherubimon X, we're using the EX6 Shu-ChongWong, which allows you to reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Beastkin, Holy Beast, or True Beast trait among them. Return the rest of the body deck. And then when an effect suspends one of your Digimon by suspending this Tamer, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into Beastkin, Holy Beast, or True Beast. straight from my hand, reduce the cost by 2. And then we have EX2 Shu-Chong on play. I can play a Lopmon from my hand without paying its cost. And then at the start of the turn, if 3 or security, I get to draw a card. And finally, to wrap up the Cherubimon X deck, we're going to use 4 different options. 2 green memory boosts. Pull allows you to look at the top 4, get a green Digimon card, put the rest at the bottom, and can gain 2 memory later. DoubleTyphoon does similar things, except for it's 3 cards and a tamer, and a green tamer. And it also has a main delay of I can then trash it to then play a Cherubimon or Lopmon from my hand without paying the cost. Heaven's Judgment, basically for each color of your Digimon activated, I can activate the opponent loses negative 6,000 DP, and given that I have at least at least 2 different colors, that's at least 12,000 DP. I can hit with one opponent. And then lastly, we're going to use the TarnishedHero. Basically, if I have green Digimon or Tamer, I can ignore the color requirements. I can delete one of my opponent's level 3. And then after that, I can either force my opponent to trash a object card from their hand. And if they don't, I gain 2 memory. So kind of way to kind of force my opponent to trash a card, so then I can gain something from it. Okay, next going to Cherubimon-Y, we're sticking with the same 3-2 split of Kokomon with 3 EX4 Kokomons and 2 EX6 Kokomons. For Cherubimon-Y's level 3s, we're going to use 4 copies of the EX6 Lopmon. Lopmon. On play, just suspend one Digimon. It can either be myself or my opponents. Has a decent hairball of when attacking once per turn, one of my opponents gets negative 2,000 DP. Then we're going to pull from the starter deck 3 Lopmon cards. Main, once per turn, one of my Digimon gains Alliance. Again, Alliance, suspend, gain an extra attack, gain their DP. It has a hairball of while this Digimon is suspended, it gets 1,000 DP. And then again, we're going to use 4 copies of the EX4, which I explained earlier. Going to keep it simple with the level 4s in the Cherubimon-Y. We're going to use Turuiemon. We're going to use 4 copies of EX6 Cherubimon. On play when Digivolving, suspend 1 Digimon. This is green specialty of suspend. Hey, you're in timeout, you can't do anything. When attacking, one of my opponent's Digimon loses minus 2,000. So again, weakening my opponent, which is very yellow. Then we're going to use EX4 Turuiemon. It has Alliance. And then at the end of the attack, it has the hairball at the end of the attack once per turn. If you have another Digimon suspended in play, one of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 2,000 DP. You team that up with Turuiemon and then even suspend Turuiemon. Then you can, right there's 4,000 DP. Right there, 4,000 DP, you can hit opponent with and possibly either dwindle down to make it easier for one of your Digimon to get deleted off the field, or to straight up eliminate a Digimon. Digimon are deleted when their DP does hit 0. For the level 5s, we're going to use 3 variations of Antylamon. First is 4 copies of the EX6 as Alliance. When you play when Digivolving, you may play 1 green or yellow level 3 card from my hand without paying the cost. Has an inheritable of end of the attack, 1 per turn. By returning one of your other suspended Digimon to your hand, I may play a level 3 with the Beast trait from my hand without paying the cost. Then we're going to use 4 copies of the EX4 Antylamon. It has Alliance. Also, end of the attack, if I have 3 or less security, I can recover +1. Basically, I take the top card of my deck, put it into my security. Has an inheritable of end of the attack. If I have another Digimon suspended in play, one of my opponents gets negative 2,000 DP. Again, just trying to weaken my opponent down to either just eliminate them or to make it easier for me to hit. I pulled EX2 Antylamon mainly because it does have the ability to go from a 3 to a 5, which is very good. For the same cost of going from 4 to 5. And since we are going to use Shu-ChongWong, it should not be too hard to be able to use this ability. It does have a when attacking, you may trash the top card of your security to unsuspend this Digimon. So again, you attack with this one, you can unsuspend it, then you can maybe attack with a level 6 and then trigger the Antylamon. Excuse me. And then you can then attack with the EX4 Antylamon, and if it gets you to 3 Allure, you can cover one. Basically, then you would have, then you can either attack again with this Antylamon, or Digivolve it and then attack and swing even harder with the EX2 Antylamon. So kind of an interesting combo we can play off there. Keeping it thin with the level 6 for Cherubimon-Ys, we're just going to use 3 of the EX6 Cherubimon, the Cherubimon Ace. It is a hand counter, so you can, on your opponent's turn during the counter phase, Digivolve into Cherubimon. It doesn't have a blocker, but it does have Alliance. Also, when Digivolving and on play, you may pay 1 green or yellow for or lower Digimon card from my hand without paying the cost. Then, until the end of your turn, the opponent's turn, one of their Digimon gets negative 4,000 for each other of your Digimon. And since there are a lot of effects that allow you to get Digimon on the field, this should not be hard. Add that to the effects of Lopmon and Turuiemon and Antylamon, of other Hairbulls, you can definitely easily dwindle your opponent's DP down to 0 and eliminate their Digimon, or just make it super easy to knock them out. Lastly, we'll go back to EX4 and pull the Cherubimon from that. It has Alliance, and it has a when Digivolve when attacking one of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 3,000 DP for each of your other Digimon. So again, that's very yellow of each of your other suspended Digimon. But again, very yellow. Weaken your opponent, weaken your opponent, weaken your opponent, knock them out without having to take too many swings. We're going to use again 3 copies of the EX6 Shu-Chong. Again, middle top 3. You're looking for a Truby or Holy Beast or Beastkin, and then you want to suspend it to when one of your opponent Digimon gets suspended, thanks to Alliance, you can then suspend that to then Digivolve into a Cherubimon at a lower cost by 2. And then we're going to pull Henry and Shu-Chong for this one, 3 copies of them. At the start of your main phase, if you have one or fewer Digimon in play, you may play Terriermon or Lopmon from your hand without paying the cost. Digimon played by this effect can't Digivolve and are deleted at the end of my opponent's turn. So an easy way to just get Digimon out there to tap and then tap for an Alliance. Let's just say that. Your turn, when one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lopmon in its evolution cards would Digivolve by suspending this Digimon, reduces cost. So basically, if you're Digivolving from Lopmon or Terriermon into something else, you can suspend this tamer to then reduce the cost by 1. Not the biggest payoff. You definitely want to more use it just to keep Terriermon and Lopmon on the field, even if it's just going to be Alliance fodder per se. Next and lastly is our options for the Cherubimon-Y. We're going to use, again, 2 copies of the Green Memory Boost as a way to go search through our deck and have memory reserve later. 3 copies of DoubleTyphoon. Again, looking for a green Digimon or Tamer, and then use that to then play another Terriermon when we need it, or Lopmon in this case when we need it. Still going to use Heaven's Judgment. Again, 2 color. We only have 2 colors in this deck, but still, that's still 12,000 DP we can hit among our opponents. Plus, given the other weakening effects that we have as Hairbulls when our Digimon attacks, it should be very easy to finish off any level sixes or even seven Digimon that still may be on the field. Yes, seven cost is high, but if you're in a pinch and you just really need to get rid of Digimon on the field, Heaven's Judgment is kind of the best way to go in this deck. And lastly, we're going to use Hidden Potential. It is a restricted card, hence the red one. You can only have one of these cards. The next time one of your green Digimon digivolves this turn, you may suspend one of your other Digimon to reduce the memory cost by devolution by 5, which should then make pretty much all your other devolutions basically free as we move on to that. And that wraps it up. A bit quick fire video, but there's kind of a two ways you can play Cherubimon. Probably the best way is to mix and match these two deck ideas to make the greatest Cherubimon you can. But other than that, if you have any suggestions or any decks you want me to try to build, I can't guarantee I'll be good at it, but I'm always up for a challenge. If you like the video, hit a like, check out the other deck profiles. Also, last week I did do Lorcana. Uh, gonna mix Lorcana into the video schedule, um, just because I throw money at that game and might as well do something with those cards. But with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your games. May your pulls be blessed. Stay safe. And we'll see you next time.